California Dreamin' is alive and well and creating exceptional experiences for winemakers who have packed their bags and barrels and moved to the Central Coast.
My job is first to be, I would say 80% of my job is to be a grower. And so from the plantation, I decided what kind of grapes and rootstock I will put in this parcel, on this slope, with this exposure. After doing all the growing cycle, you know, I work on this 60 acres, like if it was a vegetable garden of 100 square feet with 10 tomatoes plant, but we have 120,000 tomatoes plant. So we have a dedication to each vine, from the pruning to the harvest.
Stephan Asseo is a winemaker who thinks of himself first as a farmer, a steward of the land and soil and vines.
I wanted to be a farmer first, you know, so I always been, even when I was a city boy, you know, because I spent 20 years in the suburb of Paris. Even when I was a city boy, I was not feeling comfortable in the city. It's not really my heart is more to be in the country.
Stephan says winemaking is his passion, not a job. And after 2 decades of making wine in Bordeaux and with wife Beatrice and their children, he sought freedom from the rigid rules of French winemaking.
When I left France, the idea was to escape from regulation, to have more freedom. And so when I moved to Paso Robles, the idea was not to make a copy of Bordeaux in Paso Robles, even we can make some great Bordeaux blend. The idea was not to make a copy of something which already existed in Europe. The idea was to make a wine who will be a representative of Paso. And so after thinking South Africa, South America, we finally decided that California will be maybe the spot, because you had the professional side and you had also the family side. We had 3 kids with my wife. And so after visiting Napa, Sonoma, Monterey, Santa Barbara, I fell in love to Paso, specifically about what became L'Aventure. And if my memory is good, I think we visited maybe in 2 days 50 spots in Paso. That was 11 years ago, when Paso was not on the map like it is today. And so honestly, when I ended up to this spot, so L'Aventure, it's at the end of a dirt road and it's very wild. I fell in love to the place, and I felt, because honestly, even I did some analyze, scientific research. It was more a coup de foudre, like we say in French. And so I decided that that will be my spot, and I think that I had a good nose, because 11 years ago now I learned about the terroir, I learned about the climate, the microclimate. I'm definitely sure that Paso is a world-class place to grow vines and to make great wines. When I took the decision to buy this place, it was, I fell in love. So it was, for me it's very important, you know, when you live, because it's my case, you know, I live, my house is on the property, so it was not, you know, investment, and I was living somewhere in the town, and I'm coming every day to work at L'Aventure. I live on this place, and I think that for me it's very important to love the place, or when you're lucky enough somewhere and have this chance.
It is a place of beauty, with hills and steep slopes.
Without few exceptions, but most of the world-class terroir in the world, if you go in Italy or in Saint-Emilion or in Spain or however where you go, most of the time the top terroir, or if you go to Porto, top terroirs are always beautiful places. It's never, with few exceptions, flat area. I'm not a marketing-driven guy. I'm more a producer. So first I do what I like to drink, or what I think is the best regarding my terroir, and after I try to sell it. So it's a completely different approach than if I was watching the market. I am in Paso, at L'Aventure, with a specific soil, a specific climate, a specific microclimate. And so from that I make a L'Aventure wine. So you can see it's few hills, so it's not a
Stephan
big,
believes
flat-
there are no miracles in winemaking, that it's all about attention to detail. He's studied the soils, examined the research, spends time thinking about this particular place in the world, and makes the wine that he likes to drink or reflects the terroir. But they are wines that are often high scoring and get rave reviews.
First, if I'm happy about something, it's not to get good scores. That makes just my life easier. I have a small ego, so that's not my priority. But you know, I think I'm integrated in the pastoral community, and that's for me very important. One of my sons is a chef, and if I was not a winemaker, maybe I will make food. I will be maybe a chef. But I think it's easier to be a winemaker than a chef. I love all my babies, you know, but if I have to pick one of my wine, I will pick the L'Aventure Estate Cuvée because it's the most representative of what I tried to explain before, meaning that it's not a copy of Bordeaux, it's not a copy of Rhône, it's a Passo blend, and it's my interpretation of Passo. I like to live in the present, you know. I like to enjoy each day, and especially in California, you know, the weather, the life is so sweet and so easy that somewhere, and I have not, and maybe if I'm successful it's because I have not a huge ego. I don't want to become a big, rich producer, you know. I'm just doing the best I can, what I love to do, so that means grow vines and make wine. Vineyard look great this year. I'm excited about the harvest. I'm sure it should be a good vintage.